Today marks 1 whole year since my dad died. January 9th, 2020, I was actually having a pretty good day. I was hanging out with my friends, we got high. I was watching one of my friends give someone a haircut in the laundry room of our residence. Later that night, I was getting high again, and I was blowing smoke out the window of my dorm room and just jamming out to music when my elder sister called. At this point in my life, my elder sister and I didn't talk on the phone often, so when I did get a call from her, especially at a random time out of the blue, I was always scared to answer. Next thing I know, I'm booking a one-way ticket to Toronto for first thing in the morning. The departure time for my bus was 6 a.m. I remember waiting for my bus to leave, and I wasn't on my phone or listening to music. I was just sitting, thinking, praying even, though I'm not religious. I was sitting like that for a while. There was some Nigerian family drama surrounding the funeral, but honestly, it provided some much needed comedic relief than stress. Funerals are stressful, though, and it's even trickier when all the extended family that the person was so deeply connected to, you aren't close with at all. My sisters provided me the most comfort, though. Going through all of this with them and my brother gave me all the strength that I needed. And may I add, we also looked fucking hot, so that also made me feel better. A lot of people gave us food, which was really nice. A lot of our friends Ubered us meals and bought us meals and gave us money for meals, and it was really, really helpful because food was definitely not on our radar at all. While I was in Toronto, I also spent a day with a new friend that I was meaning to hang out with for the longest time, but never had the chance to before. At first, she didn't know about anything that was up with me, and I really liked that. This new friend also happened to be an amazing person, and hanging out with them just really cleared my mind. It made my life feel normal for a second, and I'm really glad I did that for myself at the time that I did. It really helped a lot. I spent the next few months off of social media and just avoiding the topic in general. I'm a very private person, and so when I went back to Montreal, I didn't really tell many people. And when I did, it was just so that people knew why I was MIA. Grief is funny. It affected both of my sisters and I very differently. For me, I opened up to people I wasn't close with at all, and I pushed away all my friends who cared the most. I submerged myself into work, schoolwork, and art. I actually wrote a 10-page script, which I'm pretty sure is lost forever now, which is a good thing because it sucked. It probably wasn't that bad, but I just remember showing my filmmaking teacher and asking them if I could switch my film idea last minute, and them saying no, which I'm glad they did. But I needed that time for myself to cope the way I needed to. It's funny. In 2020, I probably cried more than the past 5 years combined. At this point in my life, I wasn't one for showing emotions like that. Today, things are a little different, but only because I allowed myself space to grow and change and adapt. I also never felt lonelier than I did this year. The beginning of 2020 was definitely the worst of it. I sort of relied on like the support and attention of my friends to get me through my then breakup, but all of a sudden I just didn't really feel like speaking to anyone. And right when I started to feel better, around March, I started going out more and opening up more. Things got worse. And then it got better. I got to be there for the first moments that my sister found out she was pregnant, which is beyond exciting. It's a first for us. It's funny how things happen, I think. Spending time with my sisters really helped me more than I think I even realized. In August, I moved into my own apartment, my first apartment, alone. And I started school again, and I started my own family. Sure, I spent even more time alone, but this time it was different. It was very different, and I was lonely at times. But I had this newfound relationship with myself and with my life. And I was finally given space to properly explore that. And now I love being alone, even more than I love being with people, which is something I thought I would never say. I've grown a lot this year. I've realized so many things about myself, and I've gotten to know myself in a way that I've neglected for so long. And I've broken the long streak of ignoring my feelings and emotions. And I started to really listen to myself and love that person and prioritize that person. And now I can think about my dad without crying, which sounds sort of sad, but it isn't. Of course, I have my occasional cry sessions about it sometimes, but now I think about him pretty often, actually every day. I think grief is important. I think as humans with the capability of experiencing all these different annoying little emotions, grief is the one that explores how we react in response to death. And we all die. Death doesn't really scare me. It's never really scared me, and I think that's probably a more unique perspective. The thought of people I love dying is absolutely terrifying. It haunts me. I have nightmares about it. I think this difference is so interesting, and grief is probably something that you never get used to, or at least at my young age of 19, I don't see myself ever getting used to it. At the same time, I'm thankful for the fact that I could experience such a powerful emotion at such a young age and go through it all by myself. There's nothing wrong with not being able to go through it by yourself. Even I had my sisters, which helped a lot, but I was still by myself for a big chunk of the time. And I think I'm allowed to be thankful for the opportunity to experience such a powerful emotion, feeling, and process without being thankful for the situation that led me to experience it. And so, if you are experiencing anything similar, or you're just going through a rough time and you feel alone, this is the portion of the video where I am speaking directly to you. In actuality, there's not really much I can say as someone who has no idea who you are or what your situation is or what you're feeling that will make you feel better. But know that it's not a forever feeling. As humans who are capable of experiencing such a wide variety of emotions, this one is not gonna last forever. It's like a cut or a bruise that slowly stops hurting and bleeding and turns into a scar. The scar might never go away, but after a while you stop checking in on it to see if it hurts or if it's changed, because you know it's there and you know it's healing. Trust in yourself and that you'll be able to get yourself through it. You've gotten through so much. You'll be able to get yourself through this.
Ready? Listen, listen. This is me, Daddy.
Why is he covering it?
Did you like it, Daddy? That's it.